Hi, I'm Nick with Magic Chef. Today we're going to go ahead and discuss what you can check if your top load washer develops a leak. In today's video, we'll help determine where that leak is coming from and what you could do in order to prevent it, or possibly even replace a part that is needed. Let's get started. We would first check our connections. Make sure the waterline connector to the unit is tight. Now we want to make sure that our water line going to the faucet is connected properly. Now that we've inspected our water connections, we can take a look at our drain hose. If the drain hose has any damage to it, it would be best to replace the drain hose. We also want to make sure that there are no kinks in the drain hose. If there is a kink, it could cause backflow into the drain pump. If there is no damage to the drain hose and the unit does not have any kinks in the hose, we can take a look at our drain filter. We want to make sure that our drain filter has a tight connection. If you're running the unit and you notice water leaking out of the drain connection, we want to make sure that the cap is screwed on tight. We could also take a look at the seal that is on the drain filter. Once you unscrew this cap, any water that you have in the unit will come out. So make sure that you lay a towel down. You're now going to have the drain filter. You'll notice a little black seal that is located on the filter. Make sure that is not damaged as well. If you don't have any damage to the drain filter, we can now take a look into the back of the unit. There are a few parts that are in the back of the unit that could cause a leak. Let's take a look. In order to access the back of the unit, we want to remove the Phillips screws around the back plate. Let's go ahead and remove those. Now that we have those screws removed, we want to make sure that we're able to remove this plate as for going underneath these clips and over these clips. Take a flathead screwdriver and pull it out just a little. And then we can slowly pull that out. The first part that we'll look at is this clear hose that runs up to the top of the unit. This hose is part of the pressure sensor or water level sensor. If this hose has a crack, water will come into this hose and it will start to leak down towards the bottom. So we want to make sure that the hose is on tight and doesn't have any cracks in it. If this hose does have a crack in it, it would be best to replace the water level sensor. You'll also notice on the bottom of the drum there is a black ribbed hose that is going to the drain pump. If this hose has any kind of leak signs, it's best to replace that. That hose is called the drain pump intake hose. That hose will transfer water from the tub all the way to the pump. If you're unsure if water is leaking from this hose, you can put your hand in there and squeeze the hose. If you notice water starting to come out, it's best to replace that hose. Lastly is the drain pump. If this drain pump is cracked or broken, it will cause a lot of water to come underneath the unit. We also want to make sure the connections for the drain pump are on properly. You'll see that these clips are holding in the hoses. If those clips are loose, it'll be best to retighten the clips. If the drain pump is cracked, you would need to replace the pump. You'll also see a pipe that goes all the way to the bottom of the tub. you'll notice that there is no connection for that pipe underneath the tub. That is the overflow pipe. This pipe will direct the water so it does not hit any of the electronics. If you notice that the drum is full and there's nothing wrong with the water level sensor, it's possible you could have an inlet valve issue. If the inlet valve does not close, the unit will constantly fill with water, which could cause the unit to overflow and then start draining out of that overflow pipe. While the unit is running, if you had the back off, you could tell where the water is coming from. If you notice it starting to leak down the center of the drum, it's a good chance that your water inlet valves are broken or open, and then it would be best to replace the inlet valve. Thanks for watching our video on what you can check if your top load washer develops a leak. Remember, anything that we discussed in today's video is going to pertain to all of the Magic Chef top load washers. If you do determine that you need a part, you could visit our website at www.mcappliance.com, or you could visit our part distributor at www.partstown.com. You could also contact us at 888-775-0202. A customer service representative will be more than happy to help. Thank you.